Hey,
Hi, Shay.
how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing awesome sauce.
Well,
Should I mute
good.
myself?
No, you can. No, we've got about 10 minutes or so. My clock lied to me. I thought it was like 9:55, and I was like, "Oh, sweet, let's go." Wait, it's 9:50. Oh, okay,
I
we
know, I
got
saw
10
you on
minutes
the
to chat.
early. I was like, I hope he lets me in early so we can catch up.
Yeah,
Well,
that'd be fun.
I had that car accident and everything, so I was kind of like, but God's so good because like the one thing I could do was flag. And I was just like, okay, cool. So that's what I've been doing. Anyways, I'm so excited. But I've been like, it's been on my radar. You got to make an appointment. You got to make it. And so I just booked 3 sessions. I don't know
Are
if
you
you just
serious? Come
yeah.
on.
Yeah. So but it's been on my list to do, and I'm like, geez, because I had to order some rods for my flags. Because I'm, making flags. But yeah, so there's that.
Yeah.
And I took I just been practicing and thinking about things that you said and then I think I was on a call. Yeah, I was on the call where they did the photo shoot. I was on that live stream when they did the photo shoot a couple of months ago. And I was talking to Claire's husband, and I was saying something, and he was like, because I was like, my mom was on it too. It was funny. And because she moved in with me. But I said something, and Claire's husband, David, right? He says, you got to become one with the flags, and something
One
about
with
that.
the flags.
Yeah, but it jumped out at me, and I kept hearing it because you remember I had this problem moving and like connecting my body to what, and he said that, I mean, it was just like a random comment that I was like, and God just kept saying, you got to become the fags have to become a party, or whatever, and it kind of like took it. Like I still need work, but like not work because I mean, when I don't think about it, it's best. But yeah, but it meant something. It helped. So anyway,
Yeah.
my
So
story.
his framework for you have to become one with the flags really
Yeah.
helped you. That's really
I
cool.
mean, it was just like a random word, but for me, it was like
Yeah.
it jumped out at in 3D.
That's
Sometimes
so cool.
it's not like, for everybody, but it was for me.
So are you still in the same place that you've always been in, or did you move houses?
Oh no, I'm in the same
You're still
place.
in
I
place.
think outside. Yeah.
Are you are you still making flags? And would you be keen to show any of the ones that you've made recently? Like
Oh
just
gosh,
for
yes. You
fun
want to see
or
them? They're gorgeous. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, we got about 5 minutes or so, so
Okay, cool. Yeah. You're gonna. They're so pretty. Okay, hold on. They're gorgeous. Oh, all of them. Okay. Check this out. So yeah, they're better, in motion or whatever. But can you see this?
yeah, a little bit higher. Great. Oh
So,
yeah.
but
Oh,
like,
okay. The backwards of each other.
okay, so well, yeah, well, I didn't even think about that. But wait, I gotta find some of my favorites because I just made some, but they're not completely done. Because I have 70 something flags. It's crazy. Um, and I made this lady ask for a prophetic flag. So I prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed, and she wanted a certain color, and it wasn't, and God was like, not, and he was like, and so I made it. I didn't give her what she wanted because God gave me a verse and a word, and I made these flags, and I flagged with them and made a video and showed it to her. She was like, literally, she's like, there's an anointing on these flags, like, and I was like, it was God because it's not what you asked for, but I can't. You can't ask for a specific color. You got to like let me. He has to do his thing. And
Sure.
so it was. And she just, I started crying, and I was like, and it touched me so much. But so like, I love these too. Can you see these? It's kind
Yeah,
of
it's a little dark,
bright.
but I like it. It's orange, purple, and
Well,
silver.
yeah.
That's
And then
cool.
of course there's this.
Orange and blue. Nice.
You can't really see them because I'm in this. There's a weird light thing going on.
Yeah, I know it is. Yeah, I know.
They're really, really pretty. I've got a bunch of videos on Facebook if yeah, because I have them all in motion. You can't really see them. They're all huge. Because you can't see the bottom, and the bottom's like lighter. Yeah, but anyway, I'll
That's
show
so
you.
cool.
I'll show you during one of our sessions or whatever. But also I have been trying to use. I am into what I was away from before was the other type, whatever they're called, the ones that are not silk. I'm trying now they don't seem so big now that I'm practicing, and my silks have gotten bigger. So like those other ones that are standard size are so little. Oh, and then I got, oh look, I got from Call to Flag. I got light the torches, and I got Oh, this is so pretty. I got this one. Uh, this is, I love this flag. Like this one.
Oh, wow.
This is
Oh, this one
you
is
guys.
this is
Yeah,
from Called the Flag. Yeah,
yeah. This is
cool.
a, like a hand dyed one or whatever. And then I got the light, the torches, and then I had that the double layer silk. And then obviously I have the whatever that is, the one, that orange one and the pink and the fuchsia one that's made out of the, what is that stuff called? That liquid metal thing or whatever. Yeah.
Liquid metal. Yeah.
Yeah. And then she sent me, so then she sent me, I have these and then these, and this is just fabric. And then there's fabric upstairs that's like a fuchsia, and it's that see-through, like fabric like that, that's see-through, that I have to make a flag because I just got the fabric. But
Right.
yeah. So I'm all, and then I order tons of rods, and then I always keep send people to you. I'm like, Premiere, because I love the testimony y'all redid the website. Because
Yeah.
y'all, yeah, and I'm just like, and then I watched you guys one, I was watching a video one day, and it was you, you and Claire talking. And then I read that, and it was before she found out about the whole, and like her people way back, like, God, that like however many years ago, like were flag makers and they worship
Hmm.
one God and all that. But that was before that. And so you were talking about the anointing. It was a long time ago because you were like really young. I was like, and on the video I could tell. And anyways, I was just like, yeah, it was awesome. So anyway,
That's so
that,
cool.
and
That's
then
so
I
cool.
and then when they got back from wherever, Taiwan, is that where they were?
Taiwan. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I prayed. He goes, he goes, I had to let my sewer and shipper guy go because he wasn't aligned with our same, kingdom. Like, he didn't have the same vision.
Mm.
He goes, oh, will you pray with me to send somebody? And literally the next day, somebody came to church that was from somewhere else, and she used to be a seamstress from with a bridal company, and it just
Mm.
worked out. And
Yeah.
he texted me the next day on Messenger. He's like, "You're not going to believe." I was like, "Yeah, I do believe." So
That's so
like,
great. Yeah, so I
it,
think what happened, it was somebody from the Ukraine who has
yeah, yeah,
worked as
mhm,
a seamstress, and so Called to Flag was looking for new people, like more people, right, to fill the positions. And yeah, so then we
it
had
just showed
these
up
ladies from the Ukraine that just were like this family from the Ukraine, but there were two
right.
ladies that were there, and one of them was a seamstress, and so she said, "Hey, I want."
Bridal seamstress of
Yeah,
all.
yeah,
So
and
she's
so
like,
Claire
you,
is like, oh my
yeah.
gosh, she knows more than me about.
Yes, because it is so, like, I have become the best, like not the best, but I have learned so much because I always sewed, but this is next level when you're dealing with silk and sergers, and yes, not just every sewing machine, not just every needle, not just any fabric, I mean
Mhm.
any thread, that not just any serger, it'll get jammed up, like and the finishing on the rods, and like, yeah, a whole next level. Like, God, it's just like, and I'm like, and literally, it was June 3rd,
Mhm.
a year ago, is when I ordered my first set of flags.
Mm.
And all of this has happened in a year.
In a year. Wow.
And I mean, there
What a
is no,
wild year for you. Wow.
no, I mean, you can't, it's a, there, that's great. I'm like, I don't even know how I ended up learning how to dye flags. Now I've
Yeah.
got 22 of them, like, and I'm going to sell some, and I've been selling them to people at church, and my church is moving on the flag thing. And I'm like, yes,
That's
because
amazing.
there's a lot of people from Texas, and Texas is a they big flagging community there, and a lot of people from Texas are coming in our church, and a lot of people are leaving our church, and it's like everybody's like, yeah, there's a flag team on everybody, like everybody has a flag team, and so I'm like, yes, and then all these people are seeing me flag, and then they're wanting flags, and I'm making flags for them, and now I've got like 6 girls that are like down with it, and I'm like, it's going to happen. You can't stop the anointing. If he wants to put flags in the church, they're going to get in the church. I mean, you can,
So,
right? That's his church. I mean, we have, it belongs to God,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a big deal to see how you manage those kind of things. And yeah, I really appreciate hearing your story a little bit more, Shay, and just what
Okay,
you've
yeah.
been through and whatnot, and that you're
Yeah,
still
yeah,
making
yeah.
flags because I love that. We're gonna
Yeah.
kind of go into like the
Okay, yeah. I'll shut up.
informational session now, if that's
Yeah.
okay. Which is just, it's just, I just get the chance to kind of just talk about what Learn to Flag is,
Yeah.
and then how it came from Called to Flag. So this will go for anybody else that's watching it later, even though it's just you and me here, but there could be some other people that join on.
There will be more people that join.
there will be more people that join.
Eric want to be.
And so yeah, so I'm just gonna mute you if that's okay. But if you have a question, you just raise your hand. Just let me know, type something, and then we can answer a specific question you have about something if you like. And then yeah. So basically to start off, like Learn to Flag is, as you mentioned, Shay, like Call to Flag has been making flags for lots of years, kind of like you're doing. You're making flags and whatnot. Um, I worked with Call to Flag for 5 years or so, and then Learn to Flag came out of that, which was, hey, well, we're teaching all these people that we're selling all these flags to people, but why don't we teach them how to use it as well? Because otherwise they're left to kind of their own devices, or they're just sitting there going, I don't know what to do with this, or they end up using it in a way that might not be the best for them. And so we wanted to say, hey, let's give a resource to be able to talk to anybody in the world. And Shay, you're from Georgia, right? Look, I love it. You're back in your driveway there. And so talk to anyone in the world and be able to teach them and walk them through some principles about how to flag. So this is gonna be an example driven tutorial where we get to go through some actual demonstrations. So if you have flags, you can follow along. And if you don't need flags to follow along. We'll do some stuff that's very basic so that you can kind of understand what it is that we're going for with our flags. Yeah, so Learn to Flag is, look at that. That is a beautifully pixelated picture of me. I love that. Great job. I think I made that. Learn to Flag is kind of like a global Call to Flag and Learn to Flag. All of worship flagging is a global idea with everyone that's around the world so that anybody can worship, dance with flags. So we have teaching, we have technique, and those are the ability to grow in your comfortability and your confidence with flagging. So if you're like, how do I do this thing? It's completely new to me. So we offer teaching and training for a new generation and genre of dancers, because this is kind of a new thing. It's not something that's been around for, hundreds and hundreds of years. Specifically like the type of dancing that we do, or the genre of it. And we use worship flags as a tool. So that's, Shay, that's what you make, is you make worship flags as your tool to dance, and you also buy some from Call to Flag, which is really cool. I choose Call to Flag because I know them and I helped make the flag, so they're my favorite ones. I like the liquid metal specifically, and if you want to go to their website, it's calltoflag.com, and they will, oh, look at that, you got a demonstration there. I love it. Thanks, Shay. So yeah, so you can find them online, and they'll ship anywhere in the world. Go to their website, and then you also see Learn to Flag has a listing for a 45-minute session on one of their listings, so that they can, so we can do a session together. It's a one-on-one session where we get to kind of, again, go over that technique, say what are some things that are roadblocks to you, what are the ways that we can help you get over some things that you're like, I don't understand how to do this move or whatnot. And then the worship component is kind of the feel of the flag. So maybe you've had previous dance experience and you hated it. So you're like, I tried the waltz and it was too robotic. That's a robot. I tried tap dancing. It was a few too many steps, I tried to swing dance and I just looked like this guy. Or maybe it was like, I don't want to put that much time into partner dancing. So swing dance and waltz and all those kind of things are partner dances, but dancing by yourself gives you the ability to have freedom to flow at your own pace. So worship flagging doesn't take as long as something like ballet to master. That's a nice blend of energy and precision. Now, Shay, you are a ballerina, and maybe I'd love to hear at the end if you have, like, what that journey was like for you, going through your ballet journey and whatnot. So yeah, but worship flagging or dancing with yourself is a nice blend of the energy and the precision that something like as formal as ballet would have, but energy with the worship flagging like you just saw Shay do. So yeah. And as I said, like worship flagging is a free form dance, so it there's no limitation on it. It's not like you have to do this, have to do that. You can do whatever expression you want, but structure can be really helpful. So when we do these learn to flag courses, we try to provide structure to be able to say what is the best way for you to be able to grow as a new dancer, professional dancer, whatever that looks like. So we try to stay away from things like the chicken dance, but that's always fun too. So, gonna quickly go over this. So, consistency, discovery, exercise. Those are all things that are part of our values. I'll go over a few more in a second, but consistently doing your practice, that's a big deal. Otherwise, you don't grow as much. I have quite a few students that would say that, and they're like, "Yeah, I kind of, yeah, okay, well," and then we have to catch up in there, and that's great. But the consistency is what makes you better, and so that's a big belief for us. Discovery, you'll be able to discover something new. It's not like this is the only thing you're going to learn. If there's something that's new and exciting, then we want to discover that, and that can be a personal journey as well. And then it is some exercise. So Shay, just give me a thumbs up. Have you ever sweated while? That's awesome. And then the last thing is that it's an online global community. So you can find more information on calltheflag.com. You can find Learn to Flag on YouTube, which has some videos. And then obviously Shay has her own videos. You know, I have another student that is making her own videos, which is super fun. You can also find some of us on rivercc.net. That is my home place where I flag, and they house flagging, they invite flagging in. So not everyone does, but yep. Last few little values here. So timeliness is a big deal. We like to be 5 minutes early because we value the time that people are putting into this. Repetition, same as consistency. And then the last one I want to point on here is attention to detail. Attention to detail is a big deal because you can have all these generic concepts and things you do, generic ideas or generic moves, but we find that the details or the subtle little details are what makes the big difference in the end. It's kind of like you can get 80% done and then it's like, yeah, you're like 80% of the other people. That's great. But in the last 20% where you start to find your own specific niche or your own specific what's the word when it's your own flair, your own style. Sorry, Shay, let's go ahead, give me the word. If you can unmute yourself for a second, just give me the word. Hit the unmute button, Shay, and yeah, just tell me what it is.
Style was what I was trying to say, was
Style.
your own like flow. Like some people can, you are a cool, like real sharp, like movement, like because it's a guy thing, but like mine is more because I have a ballet background.
Yeah.
It's more fluid, and I just find that it's easier for me. That's why I like the silk so much. But then I'm kind of moving into other things. A great thing
Right.
about flags are, in my age, like I took ballet a long time ago. It's not about the dancing, it's really about the worship.
Yeah.
And it really truly is. That's where the Holy Spirit will kind of show you, if you have a good foundation, and consistency is key, and those details are key. That's why
Yeah.
I just signed up for 3 sessions, because it's the little details, not making that full circle, or not making that, and it's all, just not completing the whole, whatever. But then you take that and then you make it your own.
Yeah.
And 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 you're not, and you don't want to look like, you don't want to be a copy of somebody else. You
Right.
want to have the good foundation and then do your thing.
Yeah, doing your own style is a big deal. Thanks so much, Shay. That was a beautiful way of describing it. No cutting corners, like you said, with the circles, like making your full circles. Details like that, little details that seem like this is so finicky, but it's such a big deal. So, let's go back to this really quick. So we stay on here. Okay, we're gonna go into a demonstration now. So, I'm gonna just quickly switch over to our video cam so that I can get a demonstration. We're going to go through the basic follow moves. So this is one technique that we're going to focus on. It's one I always introduce, is the follow moves, and we'll show you what that looks like in just a second. That's right. Boom. There we go.
So give me a thumbs up if you can hear me, Shay.
Awesome.
Still can hear me? Thumbs up. Yeah, awesome. So we're going to go over here, and I'm going to quickly demonstrate kind of how to hold your flags, and then what you can do for creating follow moves with your flags. So this is a set of flags, just kind of in rolls like this. This is our liquid metal flags that we have here. And so here we are. You hold it like this. There's some extra fabric at the end, and the top has a pad on it. And these flags are very flexible. So for the sake of demonstration, we have these flexible rods. And it's, again, back to attention to detail really quick before we move into this. This little extra bit of fabric was designed to kind of give counterbalance to the flags. So fun little detail about call the flag, learn the flag is that's a very important thing with attention to detail. So cool little example. The rest of it, there's a whole lot of detail packed into this, but even inside of yourself as a dancer, there can be a lot of detail there. So you've already seen Shay, she's kind of doing some moves here, and I love that. I'm going to quickly demonstrate the difference between a mirror move and a follow move. So mirror moves would be kind of like this, where you have two flags and they're doing the same thing, just in a mirror, as if a mirror was split right down the middle of me. So as we do these moves, the flags copy each other. Well, what we like to teach to start off with is the follow moves. And so the follow moves are where one hand is leading the other. So let's pretend I'm right-handed. I'll take my right hand and I would move my flag in a direction, the left hand would follow that one. And then you can continue to do that for as long as you want, because you never have to stop and reset, for example. You can have your right hand leading and your left hand follows. So let's just quickly, thank you. So left hand's leading and right hand is following. And this is a bunch of moves that I'm doing just to show you kind of demonstration what it looks like. This is the kind of free-flowing dance that we like to put on, and that's the way that it goes. Now, you can always switch hands. So if you're left-handed, you can go left hand leading, right hand following. And we'll turn sideways so you can kind of see what it's like. We can go over the head a little bit and in front of us. Great. Now let's imagine you don't have flags. Okay, let's just imagine you don't have flags for a second. Don't need flags to practice this. All right. So whenever we're doing our follow moves, we always have one hand leading. Let's move our hand, in a circle, and then our other hand would follow in that circle. We move our hand out to the right, our other hand would follow out to the right. Move it back to the left. We have to cross over arms. Other hand comes out back to the left. So that is the idea with our follow moves, is that we are following one hand is leading, the other's following, instead of it being this mirror move where we're kind of doing the same thing. And you can see that the flags they look very smooth. So that's where we come back to the attention to detail. And a small little detail is inside of our wrist as we're dancing. Obviously, we're using our entire arm, but the ability to use our wrist to create movement is a big deal. So if you don't have flags already, you can practice right now just by even moving your wrists around. And maybe you can follow in with me, just like Shay's doing, I like that, where you have kind of this over-under idea with your wrists here. So this is a move that we would call the forward X, and we won't go into detail now, but this is one of the moves that we would go over in sessions if you were to sign up for a session in the future, to allow us to be able to understand how do you flag, what does that look like, etc., etc. And the last thing, just for this demonstration, if you have your wrists in hand and you want to make bigger moves, you can do the same thing where you make big moves, or like Shay was doing, you can go over your head and keep your wrists up there without moving your arms. You can bring those down low. And it's this crossing over and under motion. That's where our flagging motion comes from. It makes it very smooth. et cetera, et cetera. Great. So that is the demonstration portion. I know it's really short, but I did start the Zoom meeting early, and so I'm gonna have to cut it a little shorter because I forgot to take that part into account.
Let's jump back over here into the informational side. So, just to finish off, you can sign up for a Learn to Flag by emailing me at learntoflag@gmail.com, or you can find more videos and stuff on YouTube at Learn to Flag. Just search that up on YouTube. Of course, Called to Flag is also on YouTube. They make a lot of videos, at least one every month, and they do a great job because they have their own space to do that, which is great. Calledtoflag.com is where you'll find all of the flags, including the liquid metal, like the ones you just saw, more colors. And Shay, you like the silks. You like the silk flags, which are different fabric, different colors, lots of different things about it. So, and then, yeah, so if you sign up for a class, it's 45 minutes for one session. And I recommend, if you're like first time flagger, you get 4 sessions to start with. And those 4 sessions, basically we get to go over 4 different moves that incorporate the principles that I kind of just talked about. And that is kind of the totality of being able to say, all right, now I can go flag on my own, you know? And what I love is that I've seen so many people, including Shay, they have said, all right, I want to learn these flags. And then they ended up having the chance to go on stage and flag, like actually perform. And it wasn't necessarily something where it was like, you know, it's a ticketed event or something like that. But it was a challenge. It was a point where it was a challenge for them to go, I'm going to put myself out there, you know? And so that's where the growth comes from. And anytime that you have the opportunity to challenge yourself, I always recommend doing that, because that is where you will find under pressure and then you grow. So, couple last little things here is I wanted to just tell you about the monthly blog update that I do, which is just an email. It has the schedule for times in there, and it's maybe something that God has spoken to me that is like, let's share this with our community. I would like to also start having a time where we can share videos with each other, because it seems like there's some people that are very interested in creating their own videos. And so we already have a music playlist that you can access and say, these are songs that we like to dance to, and that comes from a bunch of different sources from around the world. So you get a different mix of people and different songs there. So I'm inviting to submit those. You can just email me at learntoflag@gmail.com, of course. And if you have videos to share, please feel free to share them. And I'll ask you if you're comfortable having that kind of posted to the same thing, kind of like a little playlist where anybody can watch it, so that people can know where and what you're flagging to. So let's see, we have a few minutes. I wanted to showcase a video, but what I'll do is I'll put a link in there so that you guys can watch that, because we won't have time to show it. But I will show you a few photos, all right, a few photos of what this could look like. Now, these are photos that I got to take or were taken of me in scenarios where we were, let's say, saying, oh, we're going to go to an evening and we're going to go flag at this event or something like that. So someone was like, hey, we're doing a little flagging event, come take a look. So this is Claire, and she makes the flags that you see that she's holding in her hand. And you can go read more about her story on calledtoflag.com. Great story. And like, I can't get enough of it because there is so much in it. And I think she can't either. So this is me, kind of just facing the opposite way. I love that little wink there. This is at David and Claire's church that they originally went to. I won't say where it is, just in case they would like that to be private, but this is David, so Claire's husband, and he also helps make the flags, and he's a great guy. This is an outdoors event that we did, and this is super fun to do. As you can see, the flags have a lot of expression to them, right? They have a lot of character to them. Here's one of the set of the soap flags, and look at those colors in there, right? And then of course David's filming because he loves filming. So, and funny enough, quick little thing: you see in the very left side of the picture, there's a Canada flag and an Israel flag, I believe. And this was actually at a protest, and so they had all these flags, and they're like marching around with these things, and we were like, why don't we just go dance beside them? And I was like, oh, we're having a lot more fun than they are. So, and then this is another space at my home church. This is kids flagging. Hi kids. Kids love flagging. This is at a local school with some elementary school kids, and yeah, they love to come up with their own stuff. So if you have kids that want to flag, that's also a great option. And then this is another place. I actually went to church at this location when I was like 5 years old, like really, really young. So yeah, those are some quick little demonstrations about what flags can look like. And that's about all the time that we have for today, because we're going to have to end this. And as I like to call it, it's the commercial break. So again, if you want to find more information, just email me. You can sign up for classes, learntoflag@gmail.com, or you can ask Shay. She'll tell you anything. So she'll tell you all about it. So yeah, thanks again for joining. We are going to just stop from now, and we will see you next time.